Consent Management Registry, a common interface, sort of regulation you can say, where all consent managers submit their registration and their certification information and contact for certifying any other consent manager in if that is in use anywhere. Something like SEBI or DigiLocker kind of thing. Welcome to my YouTube channel where today we are going to talk about Consent Manager Registry. So there has to be a way that when you provide consent, it gets recorded, but your consent manager should be considered as a registered consent manager and not just any party or any application picks up consent and picks up personal information as well, and that gets misused, right? That it itself can become a bottleneck. So a concept of having a centralized database with certifications of each of the registered consent managers has come up as Consent Manager Registry. It enables the interoperability also. So if you need to check if this consent I have is from an X application, you can go back to the registry and get it validated from there. It aligns with this traditional Indian stack. We have a SEBI as a regulator, we have DigiLocker as a central hub of information. So it becomes a common interface for all consent managers. Again, another example, something like a UPI app. Choose one app, transact from anywhere to anywhere. So what about their certification and onboarding? They need to be registered with Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. They should be on the authorized board. Security should be evaluated, data minimization, and most important, audit trails. Do they have proper audits? And do they have proper or maintain proper audit logs? They should support consent-based or token-based consent and revocation logs. So these information, audit trails, revocation logs, someone has revoked their consent. These need to be available with consent managers, and all these need to be validated through the registry, right? And of course, ongoing compliance needs all of these post you get the consent. From responsibilities point of view, the registry is responsible for, or the fiduciary is responsible for updating periodic ongoing submissions, public uptime, failure, dispute logs, if any, and that can be taken out of registry also. Any penalties that needs to be put on because a consent has been misused despite being revoked, any other unfair practice has been performed, and support for grievance handling. So, a grievance handling mechanism using a centralized API even for consent managers. As far as the trust and scale of trust is concerned, once the common registry is there, acting as a common central repository to validate different consent managers, then it helps the fintechs and the edtechs to plug in confidently. They can confidently check their data. It helps lower the risk of fiduciaries. It gives users an assurance on their reliability because now you have a centralized sort of a regulator working for you, and it paves the way for a cross sector consent. That means you are in one industry, someone else in the other industry, and you can crisscross through the common registry and validate the consent given to any other sector or to an organization or a service running in any other sector. Sort of a validation even for different organizations pulling up in central consent managers. So that's about the Consent Manager Registry. I hope you like the content of the video. Please press the bell and the like icon, subscribe to my channel, and share your feedback in the comment section. Thank you.